with bread. So there was somebody else with him, not just him alone, right? I don't know how many men were with him or whatever. So he gave them the showbread. And David said, hey, but I'm going to have to fight this time. Okay, I have no choice this time. And I don't even have my weapons. I didn't even leave with it. Because when his wife told him, must run out, right? He apparently didn't expect that. He said, so I'm trying to say to you. And in the beginning, he was fighting the battles of the Lord. If he had known that this would get to this stage, then maybe he would have had his weapons up. And then, I don't know if any of those people would have wanted to challenge him. Because they would have said, but this is the man who defeated Goliath. You know, but anyway, whatever it is now, David knows he has to fight now to survive. He's not going to make it now by negotiation or nothing like that. Right? So as I was telling you earlier about Israel, that they're going to have a fight with their survival, but only God can help them. Right? Because they're outnumbered. Right? So here David now decide that he's going to have a fight now. He said, do you have any weapon here? He said, well, the weapon I have here is Goliath's sword. The same one you killed. Right? It's here as a souvenir. David said, hey, come, snap it, take it, let me go. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up now. So David goes away now, and the scripture said, David chapter 21, right, the priest gave him the bread, but there was a man there named Doeg, right, and he was in trouble. And you know when sometimes people are in trouble, they try to get other people in trouble, to, as it were, like, cancel out and make things look for them. Right? In other words, sometimes you're at work and a person might be in trouble, and instead of he just deal with his situation, he carry your name to somebody to get you into trouble, that you, so, you know, at least, well, the both of us in trouble. And then he hoped that he can gain favor from the person because he put somebody else in trouble. And some people are so, you know, you work with a number of people like that, even your boss, and so they're so insecure. Some people are in leadership position, governors and all these people, some of these people, they are so insecure that that's how they can live, that's how they live. They must be hearing this from this person or whatever. And they sometimes don't even know who even to trust because they're so scared of everybody. Right? You can get that far. So, here he was. And Doeg was there. And David said to himself, you know, that Doeg, I can't trust him enough. That man is likely to go back and tell Saul what happened here today. And this is where the white lies now going to turn to black lies. Because it was something that David was saying, like, as long as it stay between me and the priest or whatever, by the time when they find out about it, I'll be in a safe place and maybe everything will work out. But it wasn't going to work out this time. Right? It wasn't going to work out this time. So Saul got to a point now where his Bible said that David, I wouldn't even go to the part with Achish, whatever. He tried a thing going over to the Philistines and it didn't work. And he had to pretend like he was a madman to get out of there. Right? So, all I'm saying to you, all of these things happen to David, you know, because he's anointed to be king, and it doesn't look like he's ever going to be king. Right? But the point of the matter is that he can't make himself king. And he never chose himself to be king, nothing. He was just a shepherd. He never chose to come and kill Goliath and all these things, and all of these things he's in now. He didn't want to be a prince. He didn't want his life. He didn't want it at all. And now it's turning hell for him now. Right? And he's trying all manner of ways to try to get out of it. And it's not working. Because he goes now into the Philistine country and he has a Philistine sword. Right? People recognize him and say, hey, but this is David. And David said, whoa, I'm in trouble. Right? So you have to come up with another thing again, scheming like he's a madman. And then he got out of that. So he goes back. You have to face the music this time now. But in the meantime, Saul is mad. Because Saul is saying, you know, I want to kill David. I want my son to become heir of the throne. And this very son that I have, right, is in league with David. If if he was working with me, I would have killed David a long time. But he refused to work with me. He's not on my side. And you, some of you even know where David is. You know what's going on, so you won't even tell me. And he said, do you think when David become king, he's not from your tribe, he's from the tribe of Judah? You think he's going to give you a position in the army, and he's going to give you this and olive yards, and he's going to give you all manner, you know, he's going to promote you and make you. You see, that's one reason why a lot of crimes happen, you know. Why do you think Hitler killed 6 million Jews? You think Hitler went out there and shot them one by one or burned them in fire? But he knew what to do. He had people, we promote them to be captain, promote them to be so-and-so, and they were so glad for the position, right, that they would go out and do things that are abhorrent, right? The same thing happens today. Still happening today in different places. People know, right? But Jonathan was saying, no, I don't care if you're saying you're trying to preserve the kingdom for me, but you're not going to kill David, an innocent man. Because David told Jonathan, he said, if you think I'm guilty, kill me right now. All right? And put an end to it. Jonathan said, are you crazy? No. There's no reason for you to die. So Saul is mad. He said, you think they're going to give you this and they're going to give you that? And, you know, so Doeg now said, hey, hold on. Hey. I have a little piece of news can give you, Mr. King, you know. You know that David actually came to the priest's house and the priest gave him victuals or whatever, right? So, all this while Doeg knew that, right? And as I said to you, there were servants there who must have known things about David too, what's going on. But when Saul came up with this thing about saying, I will give you a prize, or I will give you this and that, then they said, well, hey, you know, Doeg said, well, let me speak up, man. Let me tell my secret, you know. So I see what I can get out of it, right? So Doeg told the king that. When the king heard that, the king said, like a blessed be thou, man, of the Lord. The king answered, said to him, okay. So he inquired of him and gave him victuals and gave him the sword of Goliath. This is chapter 22, verse 10. And I don't remember the Bible said about he inquired of him nothing but of the Lord for him. But that maybe would have been good for him, so he could know what to do. But David now in confusion in his head. And sometimes I've felt the very same way sometimes, you know. And I'm saying to myself, Lord have mercy, I don't even know what to do. And some of the things are happening around and God is sending you into something and things not working the way you expect, right? They expect that it will work in a certain way and you're getting bombarded by things left and right and sent on under you, above you and whatever. And God's saying so David now needs to depend upon God and to find out from God what he wants to do. But I didn't read nothing about that the priest inquired anything of him. And it would have been better if I said he had gone back to Samuel's house instead of going to Ahimelech. The king now sent for Ahimelech and he sent for all the priests. But what I'm reading this story, I said, but why did he send for all the priests? For what? But the king has a plan. Right? He has a plan. So he asked him now, he said to him now, he said, you conspire against me with David. You know, you have done so much, you have inquired of the Lord for him. You conspired against me, verse 13. Thou and the son of Jesse, in that thou hast given him bread and a sword, and hast inquired of God for him, that he should rise against me to lie in wait at this day. Look at all this rubbish about David lying in wait. When David is on the run. David's not lying in wait for him. For what? Right? Okay. David just want to find a place where he could be safe. That's all he's concerned about. And there seemed to be no place he could find it safe. So the scripture said here, he said, so when Ahimelech heard him with the accusation, he said, and who is so faithful among the servants, thy servants, as David?